Good morning. I think we're ready to get started here. My name's Rick Morgan. I work here at the Canadian International Grains Institute. I'm the Manager of Business Development, and it's great to have the opportunity to MC this news conference this morning. Welcome to everyone who is here, mostly Cigi staff, but just acknowledge that Robert Sopuk, the MP for Dauphin Swan River, is here. And also hiding in the back is Cam Dahl, who's the president of Cereals Canada. So welcome to everyone here. And we have some good news this morning. And without further ado, I'll invite Minister Gerry Ritz to come and speak.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Rick. Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here with my good friend and colleague, Bob Sopuk, and of course, Cam Dahl, and a couple of guys back there from Canadian Grain Commission as well, overseeing us today. It's great to be back here at Cigi. There's always a lot of things going on. As you can tell, it's not just about the work being done here. It's great smells, too. Some free samples for later. As you know, Cigi, or the Canadian International Grains Institute, has certainly been a valued partner of this government and, of course, of farmers across Western Canada. Building on over 40 years of achievement, Cigi's expertise in applied research, marketing, and training is recognized worldwide. I'd like to congratulate Earl Geddes on the upcoming retirement, to thank you for all the great work you've done over the past 4 years. Earl, you've certainly taken this around the world. I've been with you on a few of those trips, and everybody knows Earl. And, you know, we get into some of these situations and they go on, oh, there's Earl. Who's that guy standing beside him? And usually it's me. So Earl's really well known, so it's good to travel with him. Earl has led Cigi through an exciting and challenging period. This includes, of course, the transition to marketing freedom for Western grain growers, and everything has just gone up from that point. This is a tremendous achievement for an industry that gives a lot to Canadians and to our overall economy. Your retirement, Earl, is certainly well-deserved. You won't be retired long. I'm certain we can find a job for you and make use of that expertise. I'd also like to welcome the hiring of Joanne Booth as the new CEO coming up in September. A lot of you will remember Ms. Booth from her work as an advocate for the Canola Council, and certainly she's well recognized on the global stage as well. She's continued to serve the Canadian ag sector as a senator for the past 2.5 years. I've had the great opportunity to work with her on a day-by-day basis, and I know Joanne will bring a lot of energy to this job. Cigi's research expertise is certainly reflected in this state-of-the-art kitchen, whether it's promoting canola meal as an animal feed in the Middle East, wheat in Brazil, or training flour milling students from Morocco. Cigi is at the forefront of the world's grain industry. The Canadian grain industry leads the way in Canadian agriculture and food exports: wheat, canola seed, canola oil, soybeans, and pulses. That's a total of some $23 billion in exports, nearly half of Canada's record agricultural exports in 2013 of a little over $50 billion. With world demand for grains projected at 1 billion tons by 2050, the future is bright for Canada's dynamic grains industry. Our government continues to work with the sector to keep pace with growing world demand. We're continuing our aggressive trade agenda by pursuing free trade agreements and ensuring a science-based approach to trade issues like low-level presence of genetically modified crops and minimum residue levels. This past year alone, we have announced major agreements with the European Union and South Korea, opening up key markets for our producers and processors. Here at home, we've introduced legislation that will help ensure our grain industry can capitalize on these new agreements through an efficient and predictable rail transportation system. At the same time, our strong innovative agenda continues. Under Going Forward 2, we're investing over $73 million in grains, oilseeds, and special crops research clusters and the projects that flow from them. As well, to help farmers meet growing global demand for grains, Agriculture Canada is partnering with the University of Saskatchewan and the National Research Council to form the Canadian Wheat Alliance. This is a $97 million project aiming to develop new wheat varieties with higher yields and much better disease resistance. All of this is great news for the sector and for Canada's economy, but of course we're not stopping there. Today, I'm pleased to announce that our government is investing $5 million to work with Cigi, undertaking new research activities that will provide new applications and market-ready, value-added products from Canadian wheats and pulses. The goal is to develop new and innovative food products such as grains from wheats and pulses, as well as brands for new innovative pastas, and continue to ensure we deliver the highest quality food products to our global consumers. Overall, the announcement today will help Cigi to continue to play its critical role in maintaining Canada's reputation for grain quality which has always been our winning sales pitch with our customers worldwide. None of that has changed. It will also help Cigi explore new opportunities to ensure Canada's grains and special crop sectors will continue to compete and add value for our growers and our Canadian economy. As you know, the grain sector is an enormous contributor to the Canadian economy. Our government is proud to continue to enhance Canada's reputation as a viable and key player in today's increasingly competitive grains marketplace. Once again, I'd like to thank Earl and Cigi for the innovative and forward-thinking approach to supporting and promoting Canadian grain farmers and our industry as a whole. I'm certain we can look forward to new opportunities coming out of these projects in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Ritz, and we have 3 staff in Morocco right this week. You mentioned that work that we're doing there, and it supports durum and pulse sales into that country. Our next speaker is our CEO, Earl Geddes.
Good. Thanks, Rick, and thank you very much, Minister, for your kind comments. I mean, it's been a real blast being here for the last 5 years at Cigi, and we've been able, I think, through the transition to a whole new marketing environment for wheat, to take an institute that was doing a good job to something that's globally recognized as an independent technical powerhouse, really, in the world of wheat, pulses, other crops, and it's been exciting doing that. So real pleasure to have you here again today, and to especially to make an announcement of funding, which is always important for an institute like Cigi. Thrilled that we've got many of our technical staff here with us this morning, and some people off of the Canadian Grain Industry Program too, I see in the audience. So glad you could join us here this morning. The AgriInnovation Program is a program that supports the kind of research and product development work we do here at Cigi. It's a new program. First year we've really received the funding out of it. It used to just be agri-marketing program dollars, but now with this funding, we can focus very specifically on some new product development, taking some of the knowledge and technology that we've got here and experiences we've had with groups like Pulse Canada and SAS Pulse Growers and other crop commissions around Western Canada, and turn them into products. And so appropriately, we're up in the bakery. Yvonne, thank you for having your team do some baking this morning. And we would encourage everyone after we're finished the press conference to stop by and have a taste of this bread and see if you can, well, I'll tell you what's in it. It's wheat flour, obviously, because it's a whole wheat flour made with a browner bran with yellow split pea flour in it as well. And just see how nice this tastes. So we encourage you to take a taste of that. That's the kind of work that the AIP program's allowing us to do. It's the kind of interesting, commercially applicable research that Dr. Rex Newkirk, the VP of our Research and Innovation Group, is going to be able to do with these dollars. And Rex has just kind of been rubbing his hands ever since the announcement was assured. So we're looking forward to that. Not only are we looking at combinations of cereals and pulses, but also the use of pulses by themselves making gluten-free products. And certainly there's a trend towards gluten-free in many markets around the world. And that doesn't mean people stop eating. So what are they eating? Gluten-free. Cigi's put some of the very first gluten-free products into the marketplace through some of our partners around the world. And Heather and her team have done just some tremendous work, again, utilizing the AIP funds to do that kind of activity. One of the other areas that we'll spend a lot of time looking at is our wheat classes, and how do we make sure that we're positioning each of the classes in the markets right, which varieties by region do the best work. It's similar to some of the work we do with Warburton's Bakery in the UK, but it's an expansion of that to the CWR, the winter wheat class, to the CPS red class, making sure that we understand exactly how the varieties work and which products, Minister, they can most effectively be marketed into. So that's a very exciting piece for us. The other part that we'll be using these dollars for very quickly, and we are actually right now, is what are the agronomic impacts, the weather impacts on our cargoes of wheat that we're shipping out? Why are we have customers saying, well, this isn't quite like the last one? How do we make sure we're fixing that? How do we make sure we're getting the right message out to growers, out to exporters, out to customers about the wheat that we've got in Canada? Because we know everywhere we go, people are saying to us is, well, you guys know you've got the best wheat in the world, but it's not quite as consistent as it used to be, and now we see all the work you're doing to fix that. We're really pleased to see that because we want to trust Canada to have the best wheat in the world. And that's what the AIP program is going to allow us to do. We look forward to taking the knowledge that we're learning from this program and transferring it back out to our farmers, to our exporters, working with the Canadian Grain Commission in terms of making sure we've got all of the quality assurance aspects of that correct. So thank you so much. It just makes things work so much better for Canadians. Thank you.
Thank you, Earl. Well, there's bread treats, there's cookie treats. The chocolate chip cookies made at Cigi are to die for. And so you can enjoy those. The speakers are available for questions, and if anyone here is interested in a Cigi tour, we can even do that for you this morning. So thanks for coming, and enjoy.
It's coming down.
So you're taking it to a commercial. Canadian Grain Commission.